Hello, it's Crafty Carol here from craftycarolscards.co.uk, an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in Northern Ireland. And I'm back today with some cards made with this gorgeous online exclusive set. Stampin' Up have started doing online exclusives, so do go and have a look at that. You can go through my website, use the shop here buttons from either UK or Ireland, and you can just browse the products that are available. So we have a lovely stamp set here. It's got beautiful images of flowers and leaves and dots, few nice sentiments there, and it comes with the most gorgeous, coming off because I've used them a lot so far, Irresistible Bloom dies. Thank you Stampin' Up for calling the dies the same name as the stamp set now. And we've got these lovely cutout ones with, I'll show you the cards, you can see them better there, various leaves, and then the outlines to cut out the various stamps that we've got in the set. So beautiful, beautiful set. You can also get matching coordinating designer series paper, 6x6, with some beautiful pictures, some lovely flowers, patterns, and of course they're double-sided. Leaves there, more flowers. You can cut out these with the dies as well. That's the beautiful thing, they do fit. So a lovely range of papers in a gorgeous range of colours, including one of the new colours, Lost Lagoon, which I haven't got yet. I'm still waiting for my order to come. And the back of the papers should show that you those two. Beautiful designs, just general background type designs on those. So lovely, lovely papers. I've used them a little bit, but I wanted to start off, got to find all the things now. Right, here we go. With a whole range of cards, and I decided to do some black and white. These are for my class actually on Thursday, and I just wanted to do, I think sometimes black on white is just beautiful. So I've done a thank you card there, and I'm going to show you that card in a different colour to show you the difference in a minute. Then I've done one that is the deepest sympathy. That's using the circular cutout die. I'll show you another card using that die in a minute. And again, I've just used black on white, and here I've actually cut out this bit. This was fiddly because I had to make sure these bits actually fitted, but that worked really well. On white on black on that card as well, with obviously an inside to it too. So those are the three cards that I've done in black and white. Then I also had a play with some colour, and I tried this one, and this one is just simply, I haven't done the inside, but I've just simply cut out the circular die from card that I've raised up on dimensionals and stuck it against the background paper and just used some flowers to decorate that. So that's another one I've done. And then finally, I've done another colour on colour, just monochrome type colour, but this is using Petal Pink. And again, it uses some designer series paper and just the images. And I'm going to show you how to do that because I've coloured these flowers in a slightly different way. And I wanted to focus on that technique today. So without further ado, let's get going. So I'm going to start by showing you this thank you card. I've got another envelope there. And I've already cut out some of the bits for it. And this, just need to do a nice crease on that. It doesn't want to crease properly. There we go. I've already stamped the greeting on it, thank you. And I've already die cut these glorious sort of, I don't know what they are, frondy dot things. And I've just seen there's a little bit of card I didn't get out there. There we go. I've already cut that out. So as before with the black and white one, I'm going to stick that down the side here. And I've also cut out two flowers that I'm going to use to decorate the card. I haven't cut out any leaves. I might do some leaves on this one, I can't decide. Did I do it on the other, did I put leaves on the other one? I think I did. So I might have to do some leaves on here, why not? But I wanted to show you that you can either use a piece of card to which you've stuck a sticky sheet so that you can just peel off the sticky sheet from the back and stick it straight on. But I find that actually you can either use your fine glue tip pen or just use your Tombow, whichever suits you. So I'm going to use, if I've got some left in here, because I'm as usual running out, so I can just use obviously dots on the dots, but if I'm really careful and really gentle, I can also put the odd little dot on the lines of the thin lines of the card where I want it to hold. So I've covered my little dots like that, so I can, the thicker bits of card, I can obviously add some little blobs too, but if I'm careful, I can also just put some on these little tiny bits here. So take your time, just be gentle, and you can usually get just enough dots on the strips there, like that, so that we can actually stick it to the card. This is the difficult bit, picking it up without getting glue all over yourself. Trying to pick it up with a bit that isn't actually covered in glue, and then I can put it on the card. Now the die cuts it just very slightly bigger than your card, so we might need to trim it a little bit. So I'm just going to press down on all of the areas and make sure that they are stuck down, because obviously we haven't got that much glue on these bits. So there we are, and can you see it's just very slightly bigger than the card. This is my normal base card, which is 21 by 14.8. So I can just trim those off, just using my snips to make sure it's level with the card. There we go. Bits everywhere, of course, but that's just my normal crafting. So there's my cutout decoration, and then I'm just going to use my flowers on here. I think I might do some leaves actually, so I haven't got these prepared, so you'll have to put up with me. What I might do is go and actually use the cutout leaf dies, these ones. Oh, if I don't drop it all over the floor. There we go. I'm going to use these cutout leaf dies, and I'm going to cut it out just in one of the greens. Can't decide which one yet. Possibly soft sea foam, actually. I will be back in a minute, having cut out some leaves. Right, I've cut out a few leaves, so I've cut, oh, you can see them there. Oops, upside down. So I've cut out 3 big ones and 2 of the curly ones. Call them curly, they're just slightly bent leaves there. There we go. So I'm going to use those on the card. Got them there. Let's put that away, out of the way. So I've already used that. Now the other stamp that comes is this lovely backgroundy dotty type stamp, which I really love. But for this card, I'm going to do it the same as I did before. I'm going to get one of my very old scrap bits of paper, because I am going to use a stamping off technique for this. So I'm using the same colour, because I'm staying with the colour on colour theme, but rather than go direct on the card, I'm going to stamp off and then stamp on the card. So you can see I get a much paler image by doing that. Because if I'd used it direct on the card, I think it would be far too bright and it would be difficult to see that properly behind there. So I've just done that, a stamping off technique, which is a really useful thing to use for backgrounds. And then it just remains for me to stick these on. So I think I'll stick one flat and one on dimensionals. And then I shall stick the leaves behind. So we'll have one here overlapping. Oh, I should have got the leaves ready first. Again, I'm just going to use a little bit of glue on the back of the leaves just to stick those on. So I'll probably speed this up because it's too boring watching me put little dots of glue on things. So I'm just putting these leaves randomly around just to look reasonable behind my flowers. Raise that one up on dimensionals, and there, even though I've got glue everywhere as usual. So there is my thank you card done just in a different colour, and if we compare it to the original one just done in the black and white, if I can find it, where is it? There we go. You can see just how using a different colour or using a different just background, whatever, just changing 1 or 2 things can make a very different card. So that is my idea for a thank you card using the dies. I want to show you now a little technique which is about That's my envelope, I haven't stamped that yet. I have got most of the rest of them ready. And this is to use, where is the card that I've done already? Here we go. I was going to show you this one, but actually it's so pale, I'm not sure you'd see it very well on the video. So this is using Petal Pink as a background, and I've used a piece of DSP and some flower designs, and otherwise similar to before, a little sentiment. I've used the hello on this one. So for this one again, a normal base card, 21 by 14.8, scored at 10.5. And then for these pieces, I've used a background piece of Daffodil Delight, and this is 6.5 by 13.8, and the piece of DSP that I've used is 6 by 13.3. So you can see it gives me a little border around the card. So I'm going to stick those together and stick those on first. Well, no, I might do some stamping first. I've already put done these, so you can see them. I actually did leaves for that one, so that's good. But I want to show you colouring those. But I just want to stamp the background using the dots. So again, I'm going to stamp off. I didn't with the Petal Pink on this one because Petal Pink is quite a quiet colour anyway, so I didn't stamp that off. I am going to stamp off the Daffodil Delight because it's a very bright colour. So we're just going to have a couple of areas of blobs on here. Turn that round so I get more blobs there. There we go. So that's stamping off. You can see the brighter, well, you could see the brighter colour on here if I hadn't hidden it behind the Flirty Flamingo. There we are. You can see the brighter colour against the stamping off slightly paler colour that we've got on the card there. So that is that bit. I also need to stamp a sentiment. I'll use the hello again as it's out. So I'll stamp that on. And this time, rather than use, I did stamp the dotted backgrounds behind that hello. I'm not sure about that. I think I might use the little leaf stamp actually. That's this one. There's a little tiny leaf stamp. And I'm going to use the stamping off technique again. So here's my paper. So I'm going to ink up my stamp off, then stamp on. Ah! Horrible mess. Let's try again. We always need a reverse side. Actually, I've got the other bit along here. That was very bad. Awful stamping. What can I say? That's bad too. Good job I've got a reverse side. Right, that is better. Now let's try that again without actually getting the ink everywhere. So I'm going to stamp off, stamp gently on there. That's better. Stamp off, stamp on there. So that just gives me my hello with nice pale leaves around it, which I'm happy with. So thank goodness for reverse side cards. Goodness me. That's the side I actually want. Always have an emergency side to our cards. And you can see I've left that in because I want you to see that it doesn't always go properly when I'm doing these videos. I edit them a little bit when things go drastically wrong, but yeah. So there I've got all my bits and I'm going to put them together. So I'm simply going to just use some Tombow to stick the DSP on. Now the bit I wanted to show you was colouring these stamps. Just take my hello stamp off. You could use markers, but they can be very difficult. There's a mark on there. Let me just rub that off. There we go. You could use markers, but they tend to be a bit difficult to use, to be honest, and not lose any of the detail of the stamp. So I'm going to use my watercolour brush and an ink pad. Never ever put your watercolour brush direct on your ink pad because it ruins it, but you can pick up the colour from your ink pad on a block like that. So I've now got the colour on the block, and here I've got my watercolour brush, and then I can pick up some of the colour just with my brush and then add it where I want to on the card. So you can see here I can spread it around and use paler colours, so I'm not covering up or losing any of the decoration on the card, any of the detail on the stamp, but I am adding a bit more colour to the stamp to just fill it in a bit. even going to do the background to those, I think. There we go. So there's one. You see, I'm not colouring in the whole stamp, I'm just doing little bits of it where I feel I want to have the colour. Don't use too much water, that's the other thing. This is card, so it will pick up the water and go a bit funny if you put too much on. But that's just literally dabbing it round. And then to clean the stamp, you can just put it on paper or on a cloth until the water runs clear, and clean the stamp, did I say? Clean the brush, just press on it till the water's clean. You can see there's no colour left in that, so it's ready to use next time again. So, and I can just clean the stamp again, just using my stamping block, get the colour off that before I try and use it again and get the colour everywhere. That would be bad, wouldn't it? Right. So now it just remains to put the stamp together. Oh, I haven't actually stamped the envelope. That's bad. Oh, I've got the big stamp here. I'll just use that one. So the papers are beautiful for decorating the envelopes. I might just show you that as well. Why not? But let me just do the. There we go. Just do the envelope. Don't want bare envelopes. We never want bare envelopes. So, putting this together, I have got some leaves on this one, and again I'm just going to decide where I want the flowers, probably somewhere there. I'm not sure about the leaves. I might leave the leaves because I haven't used the same colour as there, so I might leave those. Yeah, just the flowers, I think. And then my hello, probably somewhere down the bottom here. So I'm just going to trim that. I'm just going to do it by eye. I'm going to measure it quite so much as I would normally. I've shown you how to do. That was crap. Let's try again. That's better. That's why it's always better to measure. That's all right. Okay, so that's just trimmed down my greeting. So we'll have that along the bottom here. Again, I'll pop it up on a couple of dimensionals, I think. My destroyed side, I didn't stamp the hello very well. Wonderful. And I might have it just sticking off the bottom of there because I don't, oh, do I want it at the top? Difficult. I think I might have it up here actually. There we go. And then just to finish off, we'll have a few little gems. So I have a couple down the bottom here. I'm running out, I need to get another sheet of these. And a couple up at the top. Gems I tend to put on in uneven numbers. It looks better for some reason, so I've got 5 on there down here. I haven't put any on the hello. I did on the previous card, which I seem to have lost again. There we go. So there are the 2 cards. Same idea, looking very, very different, just because we've slightly changed DSP, we've slightly changed colour, but the same technique of just using the water brush to bring in some of the colour that we've stamped in into the flower just to decorate them. So I hope you like those cards. Do subscribe to the channel if you've enjoyed my videos, and I will be back very soon with some more. And you can find far more details about me and sign up on my email list on the website at craftycarolscards.co.uk. Thank you for joining me. See you again soon. Bye for now.